What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Sports. I am your host, Trevor. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the Raiders. Yesterday was Sunday, opening Sunday for NFL football, and the Raiders took on the Chargers in San Diego. And I want to talk a little bit about how that game went and why I think the Raiders lost in the end. A few monumental plays that kind of changed the whole dynamic of the game. So let's see. First off, I was talking about how I thought the Raiders defense was going to make a difference this year and how I thought they were just playing really out of their minds and nasty. And I have to say that I think their defense started off strong, and Crosby had a great game. I think he was anchoring the defense as far as making the plays that stood out during the game against the Chargers. But in the end, it looked like a couple of things were happening. First off, I want to say in the first series, the Raiders held the Chargers to a field goal, which was good. And then the Raiders made a great play when they got the ball. We saw Minshew make a lot of great passes during that game, but they converted a 3rd and 5 to Adams. So Devontae Adams made a few plays. And as a matter of fact, right after they converted that 3rd and 5, they threw another ball down the field about 15, 20 yards as well, close to, for another reception by Adams. So Adams and Minshew look like they have a good chemistry going on, which is good. So another thing, Minshew was throwing the ball around the field. It wasn't just to Adams. Minshew passed the ball down the field to Madison. Well, actually, he did a check down, which was good. Minshew as a quarterback, I think, like I said before, he's very serviceable. And what I do like about him is that he has good basic fundamentals built in. Case in point, he hit Madison, but Madison was his check down, his 3rd check down, I believe. It was his 3rd check down. He checked down 2 receivers to get to Madison. Then he saw Madison, gave Madison the pass, and Madison ran in for a TD. So I love how Minshew is got his eyes open across the whole field. He looks like he's throwing the ball with strength and purpose and accuracy. It's all there. It looks really good, but somehow the offense just wasn't getting into the end zone. I think when they were getting around the red zone, they were kind of getting held up by the Charger defense. Now, the Charger defense is pretty good, so there's no reason to think that the Raider offense just wasn't working as well as you'd like, considering the tools that they have on their offense. But it did look like they were having some trouble in the red zone a little bit and trying to get the ball over the line, basically. So that's kind of what I see. I don't think their defense was on the field too long, but somehow the defense was getting kind of outplayed by the Chargers offense as the game went on. Now, I have some theories about this, as a matter of fact. If you think about it, Jim Harbaugh is an amazing coach, and what makes him so great is how he makes adjustments on the fly. So the thing is I think the Raiders might have gotten out coached a little bit in this game, because I think that Harbaugh made some adjustments on the fly, and I don't think that the Raiders made any adjustments of their own to kind of counter that. Along with that, there were a couple things along the way that kind of affected the game and the outcome. The running back White fumbled the ball, which led to a Chargers turnover, or a Chargers. I guess it led over a turnover to the Chargers, what I mean to say. Sorry. The Raiders missed a field goal. And I got to say, on 2 field goal attempts that I remember seeing, they missed one, and one was a little shaky, almost missed it. So whoever's kicking field goals for the team, I didn't see his name. I'm sorry, but that's scary to see him kind of looking a little shaky like that. But I don't know much about their field goal kicker right now, so we'll have to see how that goes. But in any event, a missed field goal, White fumbles the ball, and there was basically an interception by an offensive lineman at the end of the game when it was pretty much over anyway. But the takeaway I get from this game is I think the Raiders got outcoached. I think that game was a winnable game for them. I don't think the players on the field were doing anything, they weren't supposed to do. I just don't think they made, I guess I mean to say the talent is there, okay? I mean the talent is there, but I just think that they were outcoached. They weren't positioned properly to win that game the way I would expect. And it's okay because guess what? Jim Harbaugh is an amazing coach. He still should be the coach of the Niners in my opinion, but we still got a great coach today. I digress. The Raiders looked good as far as their defense for the first two and a half quarters of the game, but it looked like they got figured out, and the Chargers just started chipping away a little bit at them. And I think that's how the Chargers came away with more points, obviously. The offense, I liked what Minshew was doing. I liked Devontae Adams was getting wide open on quite a few plays. But when it came down to getting into the red zone, the Raiders just couldn't punch it in. So, they're going to have to work on their red zone offense there to just, to try and get a few more points on the board. And the defense has got to kind of figure out how to make adjustments during the game because, and again, that's on the coaching, I believe. So I would say they just got outcoached today, or yesterday. But a good thing to take away is that overall they look pretty good, and I think they're going to get quite a few wins this year. I still think they're better than a 500 team this year. I think maybe you're looking at a 8-win team, and that's saying a lot considering you have Gardner Minshew as your quarterback, and the only real threat downfield is, Devontae Adams. So the fact that you only have one superstar on that offense that we really know of today, I think they look pretty good, all things considered. I like the running back White. He looks like he's running really strong. He made a couple of mistakes, and he fumbled. But overall, he's running hard. It looked like it took a few hits to bring him down. He's quick. He's agile. So this team has potential going forward to build off of the roster that they have and have a great season this year and possibly make the playoffs. And also going into next year, I think the Raiders are starting to build. But, I also think maybe you could see a coaching change next year or the year after because when I watched that game, I saw a coach being outcoached, honestly. I mean, comment, let me know. Anybody who's got any comments about this, let me know what they think. Again, it's only the first game of the season. Everybody's still kind of getting ramped up. And let's see where this goes. But I like the Raiders. I like what I see. I think that they're going to be a good team, and I do think that they could be a very, potential playoff team. I think that that's not out of the question at all. I do think they have a lot to build on, and I think they have a ways to go before they can really challenge any of the top-tier teams in the league, like the Chiefs, like the Niners, like the Lions are starting to become. So they have a little ways to go before that. That's not this year for sure, but never say never because in football, teams can just come out of nowhere. But it doesn't seem like that's this year for them. But I do like where they're going and how they're building their team. They have a strong running back in White. They got a good receiver in Adams if they can keep him happy. Gardner Minshew is not the long-term option as a quarterback, but he's serviceable for right now. And from what I could see, he got some protection for the most part during the game and was able to view his receivers downfield and check down without getting killed. So overall, not a bad start considering it was a loss. And I think we'll see some better games out of the Raiders going forward as they ramp up. But I just wanted to throw that out there that I think the Raiders are looking good. And I wanted to get that video out here today so that it wasn't just 49er heavy. I want to get the videos out for the Raiders as well and talk a little bit about how they're doing this year and where they're going to go. Madison looked really good as well. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that they have a bright future. Let's see where they go this year, and I'll keep going with it every week, guys. And remember, hard work beats talent when talent don't work. See you in the next one.